All right, runners, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to need y'all's help with this. So, we are going to play this video game, and we are going to play it fast. In 3, 2, 1. So, welcome to Tetris the Grandmaster. So right at the beginning here, you're going to see all of our players stacking up pretty far high on the screen. This is going to allow them to get pieces down onto the stack faster to save time because they are time attacking here. This is a race to completion. In addition, stacking high means that line clears are happening later in the level curve. In this game, the score you get from clearing lines is dependent on what level you're at. So you get a twofold benefit from stacking high. The speed is going to continually increase until we hit 200, but this speed shouldn't be much of a challenge for any of these players. So just watch as they're going to try and stack in a way that is stable and suitable to any type of piece that the game can throw at them. So already it unfortunately looks like Kevin is in a tiny bit of trouble over here, but as you can see, is very skillfully down stacking to clear this error up. It looks like pretty much everyone else has a clean stack.
What trouble?
Why'd you have to say
Yeah,
that?
no, it's fine.
You say these things and then... Okay.
So let's talk about Tetris the Grandmaster's rotation system and engine. So Tetris the Grandmaster is based off of Sega Tetris. This means it has a lot of properties coming from Sega's arcade games rather than Nestris or Game Boy Tetris that you might be familiar with. The nice thing about Tetris the Grandmaster 1 and Tetris the Grandmaster 2 is that it offers a very strong set of movement techniques without overloading the player. So when you rotate a piece at this level, all of these players have memorized the way pieces rotate. They understand the kinds of things they can do. The game lets you rotate things in a way that you have control of, and it gives you enough power to take on the speed that Tetris the Grandmaster throws at you. So it looks like all of our players are edging towards 200 here. At 200, the speed is going to drop to the slowest it will be for the whole game very quickly, and then start picking up rapidly around 220. And for the rest of the game, it will continue to speed up until 500, and then we will be in instant gravity for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the best.
So you may notice over on EI Hoppy's screen overview, he has a single hole at the bottom.
Oh, good.
That is totally okay. Having one row kind of unavailable for clearing lines is a complete non-issue. The time and effort and score penalty it would take to clear that up is absolutely not worth it in a Grandmaster time attack. So, Grandmaster, let's talk about the requirements to get a Grandmaster game. So, the most obvious requirement for Grandmaster is clearing the game level 999. You have to have a score of about 6,000 points above the maximum rank before Grandmaster, which is S9. In addition to these endgame requirements, there are also 2 mid-game checkpoints, one of which the players are now coming up on. At level 300, the players must be rank 1, and with a time of 4 minutes, 15 seconds, or less. This requirement is absolutely a non-issue for a Grandmaster.
I had no idea.
It is a requirement that you can be hitting, like, a month into playing this game. It's a really easy one.
I genuinely didn't know that was a requirement.
Yeah, it is. So the other requirement is at 500. You have to reach 500 before 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Once again, a non-issue for Grandmasters of this skill level. The other requirement at 500 is you must be at rank S4, which actually can be an issue if you are not having a very strong run. I have not seen anyone who looks like they may be in trouble for that.
It's S4 at level 500?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
boy. Ooh.
So you may want to keep a watch on anyone who does not have an S3 by the time they hit level 400. They could be in trouble. However, with some creative play and a lot of multi-line clears, they should be just fine.
Speaking of creative play.
Speaking of. So over on Partyman X's screen, you may have just noticed him rotate a piece into a gap in a very interesting and non-intuitive way. That is called a wall kick. What a wall kick is when you rotate a piece and the game says, no, it won't fit there. The game will try to rotate it in that direction 1 square to the left and 1 square to the right. It will actually try the right side first. So these wall kicks will work with any piece except for the eyepiece. You cannot wall kick an eyepiece in Tetris the Grandmaster 1 or Tetris the Grandmaster 2. In TGM3 you can, but we will get there later. So you may have noticed how I specifically said that you wall kick to the right first. You can actually get kind of hecked up by that if you're trying to do a left wall kick to fix something and the game kicks you right. We like to call that Mihara's curse.
Mihara's conspiracy.
Mihara's conspiracy, excuse me. It is kind of a curse, though.
He's got a
Oh,
problem
it
with
is.
left-handed people or something. Pretty sure.
So it looks like most of the players are coming up on level 500 now. At level 500, we will be seeing players in instant gravity. That speed but will not change for the rest of the game. Oh. So Partyman X topped out at level 441. That's okay. We are still going to get 7 GMs. It's going to be fine.
Well, there goes Aperture Grills' sick giant donation incentive.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I was gonna donate $100 for each runner in this race that gets a GM. So, Party Man, I'm ashamed.
Let's give it up for Party Man. He's a really good player, and I'm glad that he's here.
He really is.
Yeah, so the thing with this game is no matter how much you play, being consistent in this game is extremely difficult. No matter how long you play for, you are always going to have a run that just does not go your way. You don't get the pieces you need, and it happens. And it looks like Kai is out too at level 517. That leaves us with 6 players over here, and it looks like just about everyone has a very clean stack. Enchantress is in a bit of a sticky situation, but she has it under control. The way she is stacked is conducive to multiple piece types, and with some good play and good RNG, she should be just fine to finish this up.
Why did I put that there? Oh, it's okay.
Oh, right. The players on the setups that have audio are... I see how that is. Or maybe not. Who knows?
So right now, it looks like EI Hoppy, Aperture Grills, and Kevin DDR are all in the lead, in the mid-600s right now. As I've said, the speed does not change after 500, so it is now just an endurance battle to make it to the end. You have to continue stacking well in this instant gravity. Oh. Enchantress of Numbers is out, and that leaves us with 5.
And then there were 5.
And then there were 5. So right now, you may notice, okay, he just fixed it. J-Brom's level counter was not changing. That is a mechanic called level stops. So in this game, when you reach a 99 of a level or 998, you cannot progress to the next level until you clear a line. Level stops, you have to be paying attention to your level counter at all times in order to clear past these, because level stops can just eat time if you're not paying attention.
Play it safe.
Playing it safe is a good idea. This is a marathon.
For anyone who has watched videos of myself or Aperture Grills or anyone for that matter playing this game, you might notice that the way we're playing today looks a little different than how we play in our record runs. Part of that is obviously a little bit of nerves, but the other part mainly is that you really don't want to pull off dangerous stuff that's good for time attack in a live setting where literally one mistake can probably kill you at the wrong point. So I'm just going to be playing a little more comfortably here.
Yeah, from this point on, these players really want to be taking it easy, just keeping a clean and stackable stack going through the rest of the game. As they're all headed, it looks like our top players are headed into the 800s. So a thing you may notice on EI Hoppy as well and on Aperture Girls as well, some of their numbers are disappearing. This is a little bug in TGM1 where the game cannot load all of the sprites. The blocks are not sprites conveniently, so blocks cannot disappear, but what does happen is player 2's level counter numbers will slowly start to disappear as 2 players get very far
Yeah,
into
it's a fun
the game.
little bit of trivia in this game, is that the game is actually rendered in 3D.
Yeah.
Like, the playfield is in 3D just for that stupid line clear effect. Why? I don't know. I mean, it runs on basically what amounts to an arcade PlayStation 1. So I guess they had to kind of show off. In fact, Tetris the Grandmaster 2 runs on weaker hardware.
Are you kidding me?
So
okay, come on. It's not over yet. Yeah, it's over. No, wait, hold on.
Never over. Well, it could be over.
Aperture is pulling through here.
Come on.
With some good luck, he can keep this going.
Yeah, there it is.
Woo! There it is! We are good to go. Well, not quite, but this is a lot better of a situation than what he was in a little bit ago. So at this point, players are starting to reach S9. As a reminder, you need to get a little bit past S9 to get GM. However, given that they're all reaching it in the low 900s, this should not be an issue. From here on out, it is just a race to the finish. Clear a line at level 998, and you are done. Oh.
No, that's... I'm
Oh, dude!
Oh. And then there were 4. Left with us here, we have J Broms, Kevin DDR, EI Hoppy, and Poochie.
GM.
And Kevin has gotten GM, won the race with a 10-minute and 20-second time.
One-hand teleport? Yeah, sure.
EI Hoppy trailing not far behind with a 10:29. So you notice they are playing in the credits roll. This does not affect the game in TGM1. In TGMs 2 and 3, to get a Grandmaster, you have to clear the credits where the pieces are either fading out or turning invisible. It's real fun. In TGM1, just think of the credits as a victory lap.
Yeah, if it mattered, I would not be playing with one hand right now.
Conspiracy. Good old conspiracy. Looks like Poochie and J Broms are both almost finishing up here. All right, can EI Hop get the floating line here? No! Just missed it. So a little fun thing in our community is if you like to try and get floating lines in the credits, if you clear a line, it's a 20-frame window, which sounds free compared to other speedruns, but remember, you have to line up a piece for a line clear at that time. You never know what piece you're going to get, so it is actually pretty challenging. We like to try and get floating lines where you get a line clear started, and there's Poochie's finish.
Woo! Eric, you took
11:41, very good.
Took second? Nice. Aperture, what level were you at?
And there you have it.
940 something.
J Broms is done.
Okay, I guess I might have had it either way, but you spent a lot of time trying to save it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have our 8-way Tetris the Grandmaster 1 race. Congrats to our finishers, J Broms, Kevin, EI Hoppy, and Poochie. And congrats to all our other racers for amazing runs. This game is brutal and unforgiving and absolutely lives up to its title of the Grandmaster. So a failed run is gonna happen, especially when there are 8 of us.
I'd say a 50% hit rate is pretty good.
50% is really good.
Even at the biggest tournament with literally the best players in the world in Japan, I was actually one of the months when I went there, like, in each round, I think there was a round where I was the last player alive. Like, only 1 out of 8 players survived. And I've definitely seen some, 2 out of 8s often. I mean, it's a big balance of risk and reward between playing safely and getting a good time, which is part of what makes the game so great, but a little bit marathon unsafe. So, Anyway, that's that.
So next up, we will be moving into a 2v2 matchup of Tetris the Grandmaster 1, 2 players, 1 controller, between Kevin and Aperture and yourself and Mix Kai.